Hey, we are here with Terra Invicta. This is episode 39, second episode of season 5. And we're picking up with our characters after they saved Farshore from pirates.
Woo! Yay!
So, good job, guys. When we last left off, you guys had just found out that a certain Luna Mendez was found on the pirate ship, supposedly as a prisoner. And she was like, the pirates captured me. Oh, no. So I think we probably open up with that, right? Is probably you guys, Lavinia, and Nestor, right? Kind of meeting her. I guess kind of up to you guys. Like she was like taken off of the pirate ship, and I assume the idea would be like get her washed up and want us. So maybe we're at the Vanderboren Manor here in Farshore.
I'm assuming we saw probably her like go up to Nestor and be like, Nestor.
Yeah. There's a heartfelt reunion that we kind of skipped over of them like hugging and Nestor looking just super confused and like, though they one thing that Lavinia and Nestor do fill you in on while she's like getting like washed up and dressed and whatnot, is she has actually been in contact with Lavinia and Nestor for a little while now, and basically told them like there was. Let me actually find my notes on this. And so this isn't as much of a surprise to them as it is to you. Let me find this. Let's see. So Luna's been in contact with Nestor and Lavinia, and the merchant ship she had been traveling on had been nearby when she had convinced it to divert course for the promises of attempting new trade route with the colony. She had then lost contact with the Blue Nixie and its crew. That's what Lavinia and Nestor knows. She then lost contact. And then I think they've just finished telling you that story is like, no, she said she was on a merchant ship and was like near enough that they could actually like divert course. And they hadn't actually gotten to like, the weird magical fog thing or whatever yet. She hadn't said anything about it at least. And then they lost contact with her. And that's probably when she walks in. So remember, guys, none of your characters know that she's actually evil.
I know in my heart.
Sure.
I'm
jealous.
So I'm trying
to take it out on.
No,
Linda.
Here's the problem. Okay, so here's the. It's literally not even the fact that like romance aside, that whole love triangle, whatever thing. I as take we know that Nestor admitted to Anna that he had an old flame that was captured by these pirates, correct?
No.
Nope.
You do not know she was captured by the pirates. All you knew was he thought she died. Didn't know what happened to her.
Alive.
And all that you guys know is she said she was alive and that she was fine. She had like escaped the massacre that Nestor had also escaped. She didn't say anything about being captured by pirates. We just know that as players that's what actually happened.
Okay, so then regardless of all that, he tells the old flame how to get here.
Yeah,
she gets captured by these. Let's just pretend she's on the merchant ship, right? The ship gets overturned. She gets captured by these pirates. She still led them here.
So
I'm convinced of it. You cannot convince me otherwise.
I was going to say, she's going to fill you in on the rest of the story here in a second.
Go for it.
Right, Lavinia and Nestor finish telling you that story, right? And you guys are probably in the manor that Lavinia has on Farshore that her parents built when they first like made this thing, right? And let me just give you the description real quick here of this. So it's not quite as big as Lord Manthale Miravanchi's estate here in Farshore. It's still like second largest structure probably in Farshore.
To be on a map or no?
Yes, you should be. Is it just black?
It's just black.
Mm-hmm. It's black and green on my screen. What does that mean?
I just see. Oh, there.
There we go.
There you go. So it's number 9. So right over here. Where number 10 is Manthale's, so right here. So a small dome set with stained glass windows depicting fair seas and sailing ships gives the structure a memorable look. It was built by Larissa and Varric Vanderboren several years ago and maintained in their absence by 4 loyal servants. This simple yet elegant manor has only recently come back into use with Lavinia's return to Farshore. The manor also has 6 guest rooms, all of which Lavinia she's gonna make available to you guys if you want to stay there. Yeah, so you guys are probably in like whatever the main sitting room is or whatever. And Luna comes back from where she was like being like cleaned up and given new clothes and stuff by the servants, and she walks in. She's wearing like a kind of like a pale yellow dress probably. She has, dark black hair. She is a half elf, just like Nestor, right? And they both come from the same kind of like half elf colony or whatever on the coast of West Africa. And she looks like pretty frazzled from whatever she just went through. And she comes over to Nestor quick and just like kind of, she doesn't hug him because they already hugged like when they first met, but probably grabs his arm just to like kind of, it seems as if just to reassure herself that he's actually there still. And
Is she pretty?
yes, very pretty. You probably think prettier than you, Anna. Whether or not that's objectively true, we don't know, but
can I make a wisdom save to see if I pass the wisdom save?
You want to make a self-esteem check?
No. Like, because this is going to determine like how suspicious I am of her. I want to leave it up to the dice. If I fail the wisdom save, I feel like I'm going to be very like jealous and not self-assured at all.
So I would say we wait until she actually gives her story and then have everybody make their insight checks just to see.
Oh, no. That's why I was like, because if I pass my wisdom save, I want to be giving her the benefit of the doubt.
Oh, yes. So you're saying wisdom save, not insight.
Right. Like a wisdom save to be am I going to be super suspicious or am I going to be like, no, like you're just maybe trying to think these things because you know Nestor's feelings and it's not true.
Sure.
Oh, okay. Hey. Yep. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt.
Sounds good.
Wouldn't it be the opposite because we know that that's not true, that you should be giving the benefit of the doubt?
No, so I think the idea here is that is Anna's jealousy going to overcome her in this moment?
Because like the jealousy would make me more suspicious just right off the bat, but that's not who I am as a person.
Yeah, it's just she's strong enough of a person to like not let her baser instincts get in the way. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. So she like grabs Nestor as if to like reassure herself that he's still there, and then kind of looks around at the rest of you and then says, well, I don't know most of you, but I just want to thank you for everything. I didn't know what was going to happen to me. And I think it was just a stroke of luck that everything's worked out like it has. And then Lavinia like nods and says, would you mind filling us in, Luna? We lost contact with you after we, talked you through on the Blue Nixie, and we want to, if it's too painful to share, that's fine, but And Luna holds up a hand. No, of course. I can share. I bet you all have questions. And she says, the merchant ship I was on, we reached a dense fog of some sort, and we got lost, and I wasn't sure where we were going. The captain was pretty unsure as to our chances. And then we ran afoul of a pirate ship, and the scoundrels who attacked Farshore, well, they killed the men on board the ship and took me captive. I've been sick and delirious for a few days. Most of the time I was unconscious, but so I wasn't able to receive or respond Benedict's messages, and Benedict's the cleric who's probably actually in the room too, but he's the one who's been doing the sending spells and stuff.
Way to go, Cumberpatch.
And Benedict actually speaks up at that point, and he's like, well, we did receive one message from you. I think in your haze you sent something back to us. I just heard help, they have me at some point during that, but we didn't know what to do or who had you, or there wasn't much we could do. I'm sorry. And she shakes her head. No, it's fine. I'm just glad I'm okay. And I somehow made it here. And that's the moment where I'll have her make the falsehood check, right? And
have Nestor make one too, please.
Well, yeah, everyone's gonna make an insight check in this situation, right?
Ooh, I have a
well,
+8 to insight.
Maybe not everyone, but anyone who would be have a reason to be like suspicious.
I'm
That's
suspicious of the
everybody.
pirates in general.
Well, I don't think like Lavinia or Benedict are going to share because they don't have as much. I don't, because this is the thing. The more roles you actually add to it, the greater the chance that just some random, like because of randomness, if someone's gonna find out, which isn't as interesting. Honestly, I think splitting it up between you guys and Nestor makes sense because there's a chance that Nestor will believe her and you guys won't, or Anna won't believe her and everybody else will, right? Like that's interesting.
Which, like, if I had failed my wisdom save and then I didn't believe her, I would be like, it's because I'm making this up in my head. Like, I'm just jealous.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
that's why I'm thinking she's lying.
I would like to contest that there's not any reason Audryn wouldn't. Also, Audryn doesn't really do wisdom saves very well, so there's not really a point.
Insight,
it's insight.
But yeah, I mean, it's probably about the same for you.
All right, I want to see what the DC is
Right,
before
but
I
I
make
mean,
this roll.
Insight is wisdom.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Here's a roll.
Oh my gosh!
Guys, I
that
can
was
beat it.
Such a lucky roll.
I can beat it.
I have
31, guys. 31.
I can meet
She
it
rolled
with
a
a 19 because I also have a +12.
So as a note to why she has such a high roll, she's like a rogue with proficiency in it. We're worth the double proficiency.
Yeah,
in it,
and
right?
I'm
You
a
rolled a
rogue with
19 and you have a
proficiency.
+12. This is literally insane. You broke 30 and didn't even need a bardic or guidance or anything.
I
that's
wish
gotta
we
be
knew.
crazy.
I wish we knew for somebody to bardic or guidance me, but we don't.
Okay, guys, here goes nothing.
Imagine breaking 30.
So now if we get a natural 20, we still get it, right? Or no? Should I just not even bother?
I'm just gonna click it. I'm rolling.
Let's just see. We'll make it on a case by case basis.
An unnatural 20.
See, it doesn't matter for me because if I get a natural 20, I will beat it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so nervous. I beat it.
That was so unlikely.
Exactly on the money. You made the exact same roll she did because you have a +12 in it.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
What?
That's crazy.
Things are about to get weird.
Oh, that's
Nestor, you got to pick, man.
Yeah.
Darkness
That's
or light.
insane.
This is you can't
Anna's
make this
gonna
stuff
be
up,
the
guys.
only one who is suspicious, and
I
it's
know.
not going to go
It's
over
gonna
well.
be
And that's why I
amazing.
made the wisdom save because now I can be like, I know I'm not suspicious just because I'm jealous. Like,
But nobody's going to believe you.
I know.
Yeah, Nestor only got a 16.
My living nightmare.
Well, Audrey,
All right,
make the roll
Audrey,
anyway,
get a
but-
natural 20. Come on, this is the only time when insight, like, you...
I mean, it's not gonna.
Nope.
Yeah, 7.
Why are you guys like? Audryn should never be your hope for
I think
insight.
that's the first time I've ever broken 30.
That's
Wow.
amazing.
Sounds
all right, yeah.
Welcome
this
to
is
the
like
family.
exactly what I wanted. See, Anna, there's just something about the way she's saying this. She's right. She's holding Nestor's arm in just the wrong way. She's looking into his eyes. She's playing up her words. She glances away at the wrong moment. Like there's just tells that you can notice, but like to everyone else, it just looks like she's distraught. She's upset.
Does somebody here have zone of truth? Do I know if people have zone of truth?
I think Benedict might.
I would assume Benedict probably does.
I
If he's,
might
at the
have something like that.
very least, if he's a high enough level clerik, he'd
I
probably have
think
leveled
if
up a
he can
bit.
cast sending, he can cast zone of truth.
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
it's not that high of a.
That would be
Yeah,
pretty
he
insane
can
if
cast
you
it.
like emotionally manipulate Benedict to casting Zone of Truth
No,
without
my
her
thing is
knowing,
just
and then
because you know if you fail the wisdom save for zone of truth. Because my thing is, I'm like, I feel like I want to go about it a very honest way because I'm not trying to deceive anyone. Like this is just something is wrong.
See, I have the closest thing I have is Gaish, but that's a wisdom save.
Yeah.
What do you do,
everyone
Anna?
seems to be buying the story, Anna, and there's something wrong.
Deli has no idea what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, Takemi's going to be
probably-
like, "Don't worry, you're safe now. We're going to take care of you here," and like she's going to be
Thank
very
you.
reassuring.
I don't think I would say anything when there's everyone in the like big meeting together.
Yeah.
Because everybody seems to be like really into what she's selling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think she probably, like, Lavinia probably asks, like, is there anything you can tell us about the pirates? And Luna, like, shakes her head and she says, I'm sorry, I was out for most of it. Anything I know, you can probably just tell from scouring the ship. And that's when I think Nestor or Benedict or someone speaks up and says, we did manage to capture, I think I heard that we can't manage to capture one of the pirates. We can at least interrogate them. Maybe they know more.
Well, I can certainly rough him up a little bit.
And Lavinia, like, chuckles, and then she says, or we could take a more diplomatic approach than that.
Well, let's start with diplomacy, and then if it needs to come to that.
Yes.
We start with diplomacy and end with war.
I mean, it could be super fun if we question everybody in a zone of truth, and I can just go in and say that there's something wrong with Luna.
you cast Zone of Truth on whatever pirate you're going to interrogate, and then Anna just, like, bumps her into
Who's
it on
Luna?
accident. Oh, whoops.
Oh, no.
Oh, I think
And are you
Anna's-
actually a pirate?
Yeah.
I mean,
I think Anna's intention is to have Zone of Truth done on herself, so she can.
So people will believe me.
Yeah.
That is
Believe
not a
that is
jealousy
not-
thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think what Anna should do is, like, when we go interrogate the pirate, ask about Luna. Be like,
Yeah.
so what's the deal with her? Why'd you capture her and not, why'd you
Yeah,
kill
I was
everybody else
wondering
except
about
her?
that.
That's
Like,
my question, right? That was the biggest obvious thing is like, really? You're the only one that they captured?
well, not only that, but asking like, how did they find us? How did they find
Yeah.
how to get here?
Yeah.
I do have Geish. We could use Geish on him. That's something. Even if not Zone of Truth.
Cool. Do you want to skip over to interrogation time?
Before interrogation time, I don't know who I should go to. Who would believe that I'm not just being like jealous?
Well, here's the thing. Deli has no idea who this person is, so she might be a decent one to talk. Because, like, honestly, dude, has this the first time that Deli's heard about this person?
Probably.
but I also feel like Deli is a child and like won't understand.
She doesn't understand the intricacies of
Yes,
adult emotions.
it's true. Because I'd be like I don't know, like I don't know if I would go confide in Deli about something. Just like I don't think Deli would ever confide in me about something.
I was just given the option.
I know. I'm just thinking like who.
Did Lyrith end up taking Zone of Truth?
I think that's a higher level spell than Lyrith could handle.
Well, I think it was one of the ones we were looking at.
Oh, was it? Is it not that?
Yeah.
high?
It's only like a second level.
She has it. Yep, she got it.
Oh,
Yeah, because I remember us discussing that.
Yep.
Last week.
Okay. I think I might go to Carla, which is like
Yeah.
Okay.
just because I'm like
Yeah, so I think we have a moment here where everybody's trying to everybody's kind of split up. You're getting settled into your new play. Does everybody stay in Lavinia's manor here? Is that the
Yeah.
idea? Or
Yeah.
okay.
I don't know where else I'd
I
go.
would think
Makes
so.
the most sense, right? Yeah. So everybody's kind of getting settled in. Anna doesn't have a whole lot of possessions, so she just puts all her stuff in there, and then you go searching after Carla.
Yeah, putting all my stuff in there.
I'm assuming
consists of
Carla's
me-
staying there too. No?
I would think.
So she is staying there, but she's actually not there right now. So you ask around a little bit, and you probably find Lavinia in her study finishing up something, right? And you ask around, and you're like, "Where's Carla? I don't see her." And Lavinia says, "Oh, yes, I suppose you haven't been around. Well, with my parents' servants here, Carla, she started feeling a little, I don't know, in the way, or I tried to reassure her that there was nothing of the sort, and she was welcome to stay on, but she felt like she needed to spend some feel useful, in her own words. So she actually spends some of her time over at the infirmary. She's helping Master Sabrago there, learning about herbs and medicine. So you'll probably find her there. I think I saw her grab her apron and head over there.
Okay, that's where I'll be if you need me, I guess.
Okay. I heard that you saved her from one of the pirates. Thank you, Anna.
Oh, it's just very lucky that I was fast enough to get to her.
It's just very lucky that I rolled so well, because I'm that awesome.
Very lucky.
Well,
that I
that's
took
true.
the mobile feet and I'm so zoomy and I'm a rogue.
Trying to convince a person that you just saved their life, it might work out well.
Yeah, and I think before you leave, Lavinia says, I'm honestly surprised that she left so soon after everything happened. I think she's probably trying not to think about it. She's trying to get her mind off what happened.
Would probably be doing the same thing too if it were me.
But instead, I'm going to make sure that her mind gets right back on it.
I mean, not about like bad things, just about like, hey, what's up with this new chick?
Gossip. Cool. So, let's see, number 17 over here, this red building right here. There's like a big greenhouse behind it. And this is the kind of like herbalist and his wife. So Tiago Sabrosa is his name. And I don't have a name for his wife yet. I need to generate one, but he and his wife are like the kind of non like magical healers of Far Shore, right? They handle like the kind of herbal medication and all that stuff that they can find in the jungles and whatnot. And yeah, they tend to some people there, and Carla is hanging out. As you walk in, you probably see like several members of the militia, right? Like getting bandaged and stuff from the fight that just went on. And you probably find Carla like laughing with one of the like more handsome young men who's part of the militia, right? As she like puts a damp cloth on his wound, and they seem to be getting along really fine, right? And as she sees you, she has a moment where like her mirth kind of escapes from her, and it's not but she like quickly puts a smile back on her face because she doesn't want you to feel like she's not happy to see you, because she is, but like it just kind of brings everything back for her. And she like turns to the militiaman and she says, "Would you excuse me for one moment?" And he smiles and nods, and she walks over, kind of like wiping her hands and like on a cloth, and that she tucks into her apron, and she walks over and like grabs your arm and says, "I didn't have a chance to thank you, Anna."
Are you okay?
I think so. It's helping just to get my mind off of it. Nothing really bad happened. You got there in time. It's a little scary.
Yeah. I can imagine it would be. I was just wondering, do you know anything else about that Luna woman who's here?
Yes, I heard something about her. Isn't that Nestor's old flame?
Yeah, but something about her seems off. Like she doesn't seem like she's telling the whole truth. I don't know. Something seems wrong, and I feel like if I say that, people are just going to think it's because of the whole Nestor thing.
Right. Well, are you sure, Anna? I mean, I don't want to doubt you or anything, but
No, I came to you because I felt like you would be a person who would be like fair in listening.
I'll try.
But I don't know, something just seemed like she wasn't telling her full story about what happened.
Well, I know that if I went through what she did, I probably wouldn't want to talk about some of it either. Maybe that's what you're just sensing. Maybe there's some bad things that happened that she doesn't want to discuss.
So you think I'm like way over exaggerating it?
I don't know, Anna. Well, if something like that had happened to me, I wouldn't want people jumping to conclusions thinking I was lying about something, would you?
No, but it's just
Let's
I
think about
can't
it this
shake
way,
the
Anna.
feeling that something's wrong.
Well, then keep an eye out. Do what you do best. Just get to know the woman, and I'm sure it'll come out in time if there is something going on.
That's honestly really good advice, Carla. I'm gonna
I
become
try.
this woman's best friend.
Keep a friend
I'm gonna
close
follow
and your
her
enemies close.
everywhere.
Oh no.
I'm gonna be the most helpful person.
Uh-oh.
Carla, thank you.
Carla, do you want to join the Blood Sisters?
Carla, thanks for listening. I'll let you get back to your job.
She smiles. Yeah, something like that.
Okay, well, don't do anything I wouldn't do.
She blushes. Because you're like a monk. So
Jesus
she's
is
like,
watching.
yeah. Got it, she says, and then walks over. Cool.
I'm just kidding. I ponder this as I walk back. But walking for me is very quick. So it's more of a brisk run for anyone else.
Yeah.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Remember, abstinence is permanent.
I thought you were going to say, remember, I've killed people.
It's true. Cool. Yeah, so
Murder is temporary and abstinence is permanent. Welcome to D&D.
So the pirate that got captured is a pitiful scoundrel named Lefty. So Lefty's features are bruised and sunken. His skin is hot to the touch. One of his eyes is blackened, and he's missing his left hand. Probably where he got his name. Only this last wound seems old. So he starts off seeming very unhelpful and unfriendly. He's like tied to a chair, right? In probably near the like militia barracks or whatever, right? Where he's being held, and you guys, I assume, walk in. I think Lavinia is there too. Yeah, I think she leaves it up to you guys to like actually do the interrogating, but she wants to be there for it.
So hold on, before we get in there, I want to like go up to Audra and I'm like, so good cop, bad cop?
Which one?
We don't know what cops are yet, but I mean, you know, that concept.
Yeah.
Good
guard,
constable,
bad
bad constable. Yeah.
How about bad and worse?
I could live with that. Because I have a +7 persuasion, but I have a +11 in intimidation. So I think you have a better persuasion than I do, correct?
Do you have a what persuasion?
7.
I have a +6.
Oh, really?
Takeway's better at both of these things.
Takeway is good cop and bad cop.
I am both. I will be bipolar. I will literally go in there and be so diplomatic, and then I will walk out if that doesn't work and walk back in raging.
Can you mirror image and have one of your mirror images go in first?
That's
and
hilarious.
Then you go.
Well, here's the thing. Deli wants to help in this situation. Because even if the intimidation doesn't work, we need to get this guy to follow us to make sure.
Well, Lavinia has insisted she wants to try more diplomatic matters first.
Oh, yeah,
Look.
I know. I can't do this anyway. Never mind. I was going to say, if we wait a day, because this is the same day, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I have Geish. If he's uncooperative, we can try it tomorrow using that on him.
Now, what does Geish do again?
But
Remind
like,
me.
is that going to help with? That's not really going to help with talking.
So basically,
to them,
you
right?
give someone a magical command, and if they refrain from, if they like,
No. I charm them. They have to follow what I say essentially for 30 days, kind of.
But you
Oh, yeah,
place
they
a
are
magical
charmed.
command.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
But, like-
he has to.
but they're also charmed.
Yeah. Essentially, the command would be you have to answer us truthfully. You can just answer us truthfully and stuff like that. And
I didn't realize it like charmed them. That's cool.
Yeah. The thing is, he takes 5d10 psychic damage if he doesn't listen to us, if he doesn't do it. So if he doesn't,
so he could just die if he doesn't tell the truth and it works.
So it's a free pill. It's a free
cyanide pill.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if we don't do that. Maybe here's the thing. I think I would bring Lyrith with me to try to and say, hey, I need your help in this interrogation. I need you to cast your spell.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
I'm the guy that's on the other side of the window while she is interrogating.
I
I'm
think
the one
Geish
that's
is a good backup plan for sure.
Yeah, I can't do it till tomorrow anyway.
Okay,
so
perfect.
I assume Audrin is helping with like giving you advantage though.
Sure, that's fine. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, so I'm probably helping there, and I'm also like, I picture Audrin as the guy on the other side of the window who's like taking in all the information and processing it. And
you tap on the glass,
putting in the earpiece.
Yeah.
This will get them all riled up.
We just see hand tap on the glass, and the Takeweed comes around. He's like, he's not talking. You need to
try this.
Yeah.
Deli will be there too. She wants to be there.
Yeah, I assume all of you are there.
Yeah.
Now, wait, I'm sorry. We know that your father is...
No?
Okay, we don't know that. Sorry.
Nope.
There's so many things we know as players that we don't know as characters. Okay, just want to make sure I have the correct information.
Darth Vader is not present currently.
Oh, man. I have the least amount of, stake in this because I have no connection to the pirates whatsoever. You all have all these connections with them, and I'm like... I'm the one interrogating him.
I used to roll with the Crips.
Yep.
But yeah, so can Lyrith cast Zone of Truth?
Zone of Truth, yeah, that makes sense. Cool. Yeah, I think. I mean, it's the actual role here. I don't know if it's going to be really decided by Zone of Truth, but given what I know, but it makes sense to cast it. Yeah.
But I mean,
basically what I'm saying is you already have advantage from Audrin, so it's not going to give you anything extra bonus necessarily, but it will obviously limit his answers.
But it's like it ensures the truth
can't lie
is
to
what's being told.
Yeah. It's just extra reassurance.
You can't make him say things he won't say.
No, I know,
but if he tries to lie, yeah.
See, that's the nice thing about Geish. If he doesn't answer us, he dies. I can only do it once per day. That's right. But still.
But also then he dies and we won't get any answers.
You're not going to tell us anything anyway. You might as well die.
Well, that's not necessarily true. We could probably get him to tell us other stuff.
Yeah, so Lefty looks kind of nervous as you walk in. He's like looking around. He's like, I already told them. I'm not going to talk. I won't do it.
Takeweed, is there another chair in there?
Sure, of course.
So Takeweed just pulls up another chair,
backwards,
right in front, right in front of him, sits, next to him, and or in front of him, and just kind of crosses her arms, and she'll just say, "Listen, we could do that. I have all the time in my hands at this point."
Do you?
Lefty, right?
That's what they call me.
Seems like a kind of a cruel nickname.
He sniffs.
Do you like the nickname?
I don't see why this is relevant.
I'm just asking if you had a name before you got your really cruel nickname.
Lefty'll do just fine.
So I'll call you Lefty, I guess. I'm Takeweed, by the way.
Don't care.
That's fine.
He's trying to play up whatever this tough pirate act is, but
this
you can
is
see
exactly
behind,
this is a conversation I have with my junior high kids every single flipping day.
Fair enough.
That's fine. You can act like tough guy. Listen. You can stay like this for a very, very long time. Probably until you die. We'll have your hands tied. Or we have...
One of them died.
Or...
Arms tied.
We're very forgiving people. In fact, actually, we have an ex-con coming and working for us now. This doesn't have to be your life, Lefty. Farshore is a place of new chances, a place for you to try something new.
A place where we give each other a hand.
Takewe's like, shh.
No, really, there's an artificer down the street. He'll make new hand for
He'll
you.
make a hand for you. I'm not interested in keeping you in prison for the rest of your life. I think that's a waste of a life. But we need your help, though, if we're going to keep Farshore a place like that. We know there's more coming. We just don't know when. I know you know. And maybe you have this weird false hope that they're going to come and they're going to set you free. That you're going to go back to that mediocre life of being a lowly pirate under them. Or you could come here or go wherever you want. But that's a choice that's up to you.
What's Audrin adding to this spiel to get the advantage?
Sorry, I'm just getting lost in the realization that I could use disguise self and possibly pose as the girl and go to him and be like, all right, what did you tell them?
If you suspected anything.
Yeah, if I suspected anything.
That would be a great play.
It would, honestly. But I don't, I'm not suspicious, so. I mean, I think Audrin might throw in the, the occasional, like, we, just mentioning, like, that it might not be an option of he stays as a prisoner. If he doesn't seem useful, then, and if they don't have any use for him, he's already proven to be a threat, so they might just,
Sure.
Yeah, but even if they do rescue you, right, they probably won't even take you back. So you might as well.
Well, I mean.
Well, so actually, yeah, I know what you were saying, Jordan.
Yeah.
I think Lavinia actually fills you in as much that Lord Manthale Marivanchi is pushing to just like lynch him in the town square, right? Basically, just be like, this guy needs to be like a public example, like immediately.
Yeah, I think Audrin probably plays
so basically, yeah,
bit.
Takewe's going to be like, I'll testify on your behalf if, like, basically in trying to make a bargain, sure. Right? Like, you give me the information. We know you can't like, you're not going to lie, and then we'll cast Zone of Truth or whatever. And like, and as long as that's the truth, and as long as we have that, then I can testify on your behalf to have maybe probation period and then, test the waters and see, right?
Or
Sounds
you
good.
could, or the alternative is you get lynched, you die, you're forgotten. Nice.
So Audrin's the bad cop, apparently.
And well, he's just like cold calculated.
I was gonna hold that comment for the intimidation check if I fail this persuasion.
So to be honest, I think like it's like a one or done roll here, right? Like you make the roll, you succeed or fail, because basically what I have here is a sliding scale. How much he's going to reveal to you and be helpful to you is depending on how high you roll. And I think it's all kind of just in one thing, right?
Okay. All right. Okay. Dang. I was kind of doing persuasion first, just in case I fail that, then I can go with my higher one.
I know, yeah, but the way that it's like written in the adventure itself is basically like, here are your avenues. You could use intimidation instead, or you could do persuasion, but the roll is this, and here's how it goes if you make the roll.
I guess my chances are better anyway with a persuasion, technically, because I'll have an advantage, because if I did intimidation, nobody has that skill.
Yes.
So, okay. Can Lyric inspire me?
Sure, yeah. She can give you a bardic. Go for it.
Did you have something you wanted to say, Jordan?
Well, I was just wondering if there's maybe a way that I can tilt the scale a little bit more in our favor, based on whatever information we're given, using investigation /history to like peruse through my knowledge of the Crimson Fleet and my knowledge of like how they operate, where they act, and everything, and this and that, and also just like just depending on what he says, general knowledge of.
I already have advantage though, so I don't.
Yeah.
what else
I
to
know.
do.
That would probably be after the fact if he only gives you like partial information.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, here we go. Oh, dang.
Crit.
Let's break 30. Break 30. Break
Whoa.
30.
Break 30. Break 30.
Dang it.
28.
28.
Wait, was that with the
Altogether.
bar?
Crit persuasion.
I was gonna say if we're all there, I mean, there's no reason I wouldn't be guidancing. Or
Yeah, but I
guess
think this is
I
more
don't
than a
think
minute-long
guidance-
conversation.
true, fair. Yeah.
I think I'll allow it.
Wow. What a kind and generous
I think it's
DM.
fine. Yeah, because I mean, Deli's there the whole time.
And I
like,
still
it's
don't
not-
break 30.
Oh, dang.
29.
I was going to say, actually breaking 30 does actually mean something in this. So you didn't quite get the highest level, unfortunately.
But I got a crit.
Yes.
But I got a crit.
She got a crit.
She got
I got a
critical.
crit.
She didn't roll a 1. She got a critical.
Trying to decide if I give it to you.
We also have Zone of Truth.
And now she's scared.
Oh, that's true. You know what? You have Zone of Truth. I'll give you like a +1 bonus, which pushes it to 30. That makes sense.
Okay.
Sure.
Woo.
Woo, thank you,
benevolent
generous.
DM.
You're welcome.
Benevolent GM.
Because it's like you're literally 1 point away, and the Zone of Truth really wasn't being calculated in any mechanical way, so that's fine enough.
Okay, and Takeaway's dead serious about like testifying for him if he
Sure. Yeah.
just spills.
So, Lefty basically just says, All right, I'll tell you. Just you promise?
I
You
promise.
promise?
I'm in
You
a
promise
zone
you
of
won't let me
truth.
hang.
I promise I will testify on your behalf and get this. You can see I'm in a zone of truth. I am telling the truth.
All right. Well, me and the other members of the gang, we came from an island nearby called Rat's End, and Lavinia nods and like looks at you like, oh, I know about that place. Like it's an island nearby. It is for sure. And he is like, we've been there for some time. And I promise, there's no one there now. No one to cause trouble anymore. We all came on this little scouting mission. And he kind of looks around. He's like, our captain, Slipknot Pete. He brought everyone on this attack. It was supposed to be a scouting mission, but Slipknot had been in contact with the Crimson Fleet. I'm not sure how. Just that magic was involved. And they promised us a place in their fleet if we scouted out Farshore for the next few weeks. Apparently, a large force of Crimson Fleet ships is, well, they're coming in the region on other business, they said. And when they came, they were going to ransack Farshore, using whatever bits of information we were able to give them. And now, a captain, he didn't reveal to us how many ships were on the way, but when we did attack, he did mention something about having 2 months to loot the place and escape to other waters with our booty before they got here. So I'd reckon you have at least that much time. That's all I got to say. And if you have follow-up questions, you can answer them too, but
How long have you been at Rats whatever?
Oh, for some time. I made my way there when, I used to be part of a merchant ship. We mutinied at some point and fled south to avoid capture. We are caught by an ocean current and crashed on one of these islands here off the coast of the Isle of Dread. I managed to...
We have a report that you ransacked a merchant ship on your way here. But you say that you got here by accident?
No. I'm just talking about me. I don't know how long they've been at Rat's End, is what I'm trying to say. I just made my way there after my ship shipwrecked, and I had to kill a couple of my crewmates to survive, prove my place among the pirates there. I don't know how long they've been there. There was a merchant ship. If you're wondering about the merchant ship, though, there was a merchant ship that we found near Rat's End, right as we were going to leave. It's super easy pickings.
And you killed all the people there too.
Pretty much. There was some sick woman that I think the captain had his eye on her, wanted to wait until she regained her health, and, well, you know.
Yeah, we know.
That's all I know, I promise. Do you need to... I don't know anything more about a merchant ship.
Okay. Anybody else have questions?
How'd they get here? How'd they find this place?
And how are they? Oh yeah, how are they able to navigate through it?
Through, like, the fog stuff.
Yeah.
Well, how'd they? Yeah, because like this place is supposed to be really hard to find.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he again says, I don't know. I just shipwrecked here. Can anyone find this place?
No.
I'm confused. Wait, he shipwrecked here, but he was...
So he joined up with this group of pirates apparently after the fact. So he's not sure.
So
how long
basically, his merchant ship came, got lost in the fog, got shipwrecked, and then he joined these pirates who were already here.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying.
Okay, so he wasn't there when Luna...
When they came here.
Yeah.
Well, he was here when Luna came. He confirmed her story. He just said, like, right before we got to Far Shore, we found a merchant ship. We, stole their stuff and captured a woman.
Okay. I think what else I'd ask him. So you don't know how many are coming just in 2 months?
I'd imagine a fleet, but I don't know.
What do they want with Far Shore?
I mean, have you looked around? This place is full of resources, and anyone would want a piece of this place. I mean, we sure did.
Okay. Well, I will be talking to the Lord about possible...
Jesus, please forgive him.
I will be speaking to the Lord.
That's Anna's job.
What's his name? I can't remember what his name is. The Avener's uncle.
Oh, Manthale Miravanci.
I'll be speaking to Lord Miravanci about a possible probation.
Very good. Thank you for your kindness. He just kind of slumps pitifully.
I think we're done here.
And right as you turn, I think, because you got the 30, I think he says, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do any of this. And he literally just starts openly weeping. I deserve to die.
Yeah, you probably did.
Probably.
Intimidation.
No.
Intimidation to crush his soul.
Takei probably says that, and then casts a gift of gab, and just is like, "Oh, forget that I said that."
Right.
So, does Audryn get the gab?
Everyone within 5 feet of you forgets what you just said within 6 seconds. Anyway. No, I'm not going to waste 2 gold on that. She doesn't actually say that. Because Takei, I don't think, would actually believe that.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if Takei just made a habit of not holding her tongue anymore? And then she just gets used to speaking her mind out loud.
I know, but it costs me 2 gold every time I do it.
But then Takei, she gets so used to that, right? And then later she's in a spot where she doesn't have any gold on her, and then she just out of habit says something that she knows that she needs to erase, and she's like, hey,
that'd be a fun character concept, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh, I would like to think that, like, seriously, when I need inspiration, I'm going to be telling Caleb things that I've been saying to all three of you secretly.
And every time you just like spend 2 gold. To have said it in the past. That's hilarious.
I love that.
Cool. Yeah. But so basically once you get to 25, he's helpful and will tell you whatever. He's friendly to you and will tell you whatever you like, all the true information that you need. And 30, he is honestly regrets his wicked life.
Aw.
Right.
Okay.
He begs for mercy.
Takeway will go back and sit in the chair, but not like with the thing in front. She'll like face him and then like put a hand on his shoulder.
Audrey will mage hand the other shoulder and stay exactly where he's at.
She'll just say, "We've all done things we regret." And I mean what I said. I meant what I said. Nobody is too far gone.
He's still crying, but it kind of softens a little bit, right? And turns to sniffles.
What did you do?
What was your name?
Yeah. He literally doesn't have a name in the thing, but obviously he would have like a
Snurgles.
A real one. Let's see.
My name was Righty.
That's hilarious.
Ryder. It was Ryder.
Ryder.
I'm not even left-handed.
Ryder Hansen.
I don't get it.
Oh,
Ryder
boy.
Handson.
Oh, I get it now.
That's terrible. I think his name is Booth.
Okay.
I'll see if I can generate the last name too. That'll fill it out a bit. But
The great grandfather of James Wilkes. Wilkes?
John Wilkes Booth.
John Wilkes, thank you.
All I can think of now is he's played by David Borean as in Bones.
From Bones. Yeah, I know. That's who I pictured too. He's handsome.
Yeah.
I know him from Angel, the Buffy
Yeah.
spin-off show.
Oh, yeah.
I know him originally from Bones, though.
I know him from Bones.
Both.
Audrin would probably ask him what he used to do with the merchant ship that he came with. That he got
we'll say
shipwrecked with.
his name is Booth Crane. Booth Lefty Crane.
Caleb just went to noungenerator.com.
I did not. I literally looked up English masculine given names and English. Apparently, Wikipedia has like a really good long list of names by ethnicity, like by language. It's very, very helpful. Yeah. So Booth Crane. So he says that, right? He said, "My name was Booth." And then you said that, Audrin, like, what did you do on the merchant ship? He's like, "I was just a sailor, but some fool or other convinced us that we could do better without the captain. And so we killed him. We took the ship on for ourselves, and of course I got what I deserved. Shipwreck in the middle of nowhere on this hellhole."
I'm not going to do this to you, Caleb, but I was really about to go. Tell us about your captain. What was his name?
All of the things you've done, yeah, like
just like let it
just
all
generate another
out.
name. Yeah.
Tell us all the names of the people you killed so we can
Well,
rectify them and remember them.
my captain's name was Table Tractor.
We called him Double T for short.
Literally, it doesn't matter what name I give things. You'll find some way to make fun of it. So why not? Why not Table Tractor, Anna? Why not?
Captain Tractor!
Jeez.
Gals on the starboard path!
Okay, usually it's not me doing this.
Yeah, I know.
That was funny.
Cool, yeah, did you
I
want to
don't
say
know
anything
if
else
I
to him or
can
no?
say anything else to this guy. I take me. It's just. Sorry, hold on.
Every time Takewee tries to talk to him, your name is Booth.
Just
Your captain's name was Tractor, Captain Tractor. Was
she's
he
just gonna.
attractive?
I mean, she's just gonna try to say Booth. That's a good name.
Some people don't think so. That's why I go by lefty.
We'll call
That's
you by that
why?
from now on.
He nods.
Audrin thinks to himself, "That's why," and like looks at, like briefly glances at the hand, at his left hand, and then
Yeah. So I think the one last thing he says right before you leave, though, is he does say quietly, "I killed a man here. He probably had a wife, children, maybe."
I could go take that wife and children and start my new life.
It's terrible. No, he seems to just be thinking through like the consequence, like the weight of what he did, and he's like dang, like oh boy.
There are some people who are going to be angry. I don't know that you're going to be able to roam out and about, but there are certain things that you can do to try to. I don't think that you'll ever be able to make up for killing a person, but I've killed people before too.
So we're all doomed.
The thing is, though, I'm a player character, so I can kind of just get away with it.
But I can get away with it, and it's because those people are bad guys and I'm the good guy. And you know, really, like, I mean, you know, when I follow Dragonborn Jesus, I'm doing it in his name, really.
I didn't just kill whoever. Yeah.
No, but she's just like.
As far as I know, I don't think Takewee's on screen killed anyone who didn't deserve it or wasn't like actively attacking you guys. So
Takewee's like, oh, look at that. Do you know what time it is? It's crusading o'clock.
But not Takeweed. No, she doesn't kill unnecessarily.
It's crusading o'clock.
I mean, she's just gonna say like, we just learned to live with ourselves, and you know, just trying to be like. I don't know if she would say like you should like, you know, live in regret, but she would say like, you know, carry those people with you every time that you think of doing someone wrong. And you'll spend the rest of your life trying to make it up, you know, to trying to right the wrongs that you've created.
He nods.
But if you're willing to do that, I'm willing to take a chance on you.
Nods again. Doesn't have much left to say. He's just kind of.
Yeah. We will probably be setting sail, so maybe we could use a sailor. We're going to go retrieve our ship.
Even one with only one hand.
Seemed to work fine for you before.
I don't know. This fool got himself captured.
Take was like, you know, you're right. He's worthless. Dust crusher.
Okay, you know what this is? This is Skyrim. And we have reloaded the same so many times.
Yep.
Yeah, that is definitely what this conversation is feeling like. So let's just go ahead and end it there and
all right,
move
yeah. No,
on.
we're good. I think we've milked this conversation. But basically, she's like, I'm going to testify on your behalf.
Yep.
And
sounds good.
That's it.
Yeah, I milked it with fun.
I don't think she's honestly going to feel super bad if he does die, but like she will, like, she'll
honestly do it.
She'll go to bat for him.
I think Lavinia has something to fill you in on that will probably flavor what just happened there. So I think she says, well, whether or not Lefty will be given a second chance is going to be up to a couple of different factors. Takewee, something I need to fill you in on. There's obviously a lot to do to prepare for whatever the Crimson Fleet is sending our way, but before I came here, Manthale was sort of de facto in charge of Farshore. But this is my parents' colony, and with me coming back, the Expedition Council, and she's filled you. That's what the town council is called. Has called the citizens of Farshore to a vote. we're going to decide once and for all whether or not it's the Vanderborens or the Miravanchis who rule Farshore. I have a feeling that if Manthale is put in, it becomes Lord Mayor, Lefty will be the first on the chopping block. So if we really do want him to have a second chance,
We need you in
Then-
charge.
I'm not saying it like that, like...
No,
Vote for
that's all
me,
that's
but-
all the info we need. Hail to the queen.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
I mean, Lavinia, you already, you don't even need to convince me that we need you. This is your parents calling.
I think the only way I can do justice to their memory is if I at least try to lead Farshore.
I don't think that's necessarily true. But I will help you do so.
Thank you. I had a feeling I could count on you.
You can always count on me. I've missed you.
I missed you too, Takeway. She hugs you.
I'll hug her back. She's like, well, I haven't seen you since the whole thing happened.
Since the incident.
Since the unfortunate incident.
Yep. Okay, cool. So,
All right.
what is on the agenda, guys? So I did manage to prep all of Farshore. So Farshore is prepped and ready to go. And the way this works, right, is every single building in Farshore has an accompanying something that you can do with it, right? So you can improve the building for victory points. You can improve the building just to like improve Farshore's like economy and stuff. There's plenty of things like if you care about Farshore as like a city, there's lots of fun things you can do to like make sure it's going to be more well off. There's, the ultimate goal is to get trade routes with Calabar set up and then, start that whole process. Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
But there's also other stuff that probably Lavinia or the Expedition Council brings up as possibilities for like major things that can be done in and around the Isle of Dread. So I can certainly like list off some things, or if you guys have particular, obviously we know Sea Wyvern is pretty high up on the list of things you want to get taken care of right away. But is there anything else that you guys like were thinking immediately? Like this is something that's on our list of things that we want to do to like protect Farshore, get some victory points.
Hear me out. I think if we're thinking in terms of the side quests that we have to do, right? I think we do all the Farshore side quests, so Lavinia has really good chances of getting elected, right? So we make Farshore nice and comfy and feel safe for people, and make sure Lavinia has a good name. Do whatever fortifications, everything we can do here, and
Fix
then
all the buildings and put up like paint on the buildings, like fixed by Lavinia.
yeah.
Like
Yeah,
heart Lavinia.
Yep. There's a whole mechanic for like getting people to vote for Lavinia, basically. So we can do that. I mean, it basically just amounts to persuasion checks, but we can do some campaigning for Lavinia. So the things that they like mention for sure that like are things that could be, obviously there are a lot of places where Farshore could be improved itself, right? Buildings that can be improved or fortified. And Farshore's militia isn't enough to defend against a large-scale attack. The fact that it was barely able to hold its own against one small ship makes this clear. So Lavinia is suggesting it's, besides just like having people be recruited to the militia, which is something you can do, she's also hoping that you guys will be able to go to the Igbaye villages nearby and try to recruit some people to help out, right? To be like, we're in need, like we're your neighbors, could you help us, sort of a thing. And
Cup of flour or a cup of sugar. That's it.
There is a big one resource that for sure needs to be that like they've been having on their list of things to do for a while now, is there's a big tar pit somewhere in the interior that could supply the Isle with tar to shore up defenses and repair damaged ships and buildings. So that's something that you'll have to that they're going to plan on having you go to and secure. Especially even before you go to the Sea Wyvern, you might have to do that because like without
Yeah.
tar, you're not going to be able to repair it at least as quickly. So that's something that's definitely high up on the list.
What about also? I mean, obviously with the Sea Wyvern, there's relocating all the stuff we lost. What about the people we lost?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, going on a wild goose chase through along the coastline, it's probably unlikely that many of them survived. I mean, you could, like, I'm not going to count it out, and I could make some rolls for you guys to do if you really wanted to do that. But Lavinia would probably like look down and be like,
well,
they're probably gone, right? Like,
well, I wasn't sure if there was like any leads or anything.
I mean,
no, nothing on their end at least.
What's his name? The bird guy. He survived somehow.
That's true.
Yeah, but he's a
he's also
mystical bird.
Yeah.
Who's a mystery even to the world itself.
The only other thing on the list here, besides, there's all sorts of buildings and minor things that can be done in Farshore, but there's also some rumors of a hidden cache of weapons in like some temple complex somewhere in the interior that could be secured. Those are the things that like are on the list in the adventure, like that is known to you guys that you could like if you looked at the map at this point, right? Like there'd be all the like little pings of like the big things that you could go do.
And if we enter the quest log, we click on a thing and the map goes
exactly. Yeah. Yep. And but beyond that, if you guys have any other ideas, love to hear them. Right?
What
like,
kind of chapel is here? Like,
oh yes, that was actually the other thing I was going to mention. They're getting in touch with your faction leaders is definitely a thing that could be done.
Yeah.
And maybe that's where we can start because you guys are all getting settled and probably going around and like asking around for that sort of stuff. Getting a handle on Farshore itself. So the chapel, it's Anglican, but I think that like if there's anyone of any other like Christian faiths, they typically worship there too. I think they have separate services if they do, but like the guy who's in charge of it is like an Anglican guy, which that's kind of the that's where that's what the Vanderborens were denomination wise, and probably Miravanchi too. But let's see, the chapel itself, a smartly finished building of adobe, stands near the center of the colony. This single-story chapel features a bell tower that rises higher than any other building in Farshore, a bell that not only announces the start of services, but also serves the colony as a warning bell. The large pew-lined common room doubles as a meeting place for meetings of the Expedition Council or other public gatherings. That's the place you went first, right after everything happened. The resident cleric and caretaker of the chapel is Vincent Catherley. He is a half-elf, actually. And yeah, so he's a cleric. And if you like stop in and ask around, right, like get to know him a little bit, I think you probably it sounded like Alyssa was interested in this, so is take you
just go. I wanted to check in with the birder curtain, so that's why I was wondering.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think honestly, when you get there, Get is having a conversation with Vincent. Right, and it only takes a second before you realize that okay, Vincent is in the order of the birder curtain. Mm-hmm. Like okay. He's almost definitely. And as you step in, Vincent probably turns to you and nods, and I think he's I mean he's half elf, so he's like part Asian, right? So he probably has dark hair but he has the pointed ears of elves and wearing like clerical vestments or whatever. Probably simple ones, but he's short, wiry, but a very pleasant seeming man, and
handsome.
I mean, modestly handsome, but nothing to. It's not like
modestly
pointed out
handsome. I think that's the most ugly you've ever called a character on this campaign.
Right. I forgot that was the ongoing joke. Let's see. He probably turns to you and then says, Tequi, Get here was just telling me about our shared allegiances.
Yes.
Please close the door behind you.
So she does so, and then she'll go up and do like a handshake.
Yeah, he shakes your hand, and he says, "It's not exactly common knowledge that I'm part of the order, but I figured I would share it with you at least."
Well, I would hope so, since we are part of the same faction.
Of course.
Hope that we can find trust with each other.
I would hope so. I originally came here to deal with demonic influences myself, but I've found myself dealing with more mundane matters. Not that that's bad necessarily, but
There are other ways to fight demons, certainly.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, my understanding is that there are quite a bit of them on this island.
Yes.
I actually had the privilege of meeting the gods recently.
Really now?
Yeah, we Esh gave us a gift, a portal to them, and in a pinch we used it to escape death and transported us there. They were quite besides themselves that we were there. They did not like us being in the Court of Stars. But we managed to sway them and convince them that we were on their side.
Well, I must admit, Takeway, I'm impressed.
Thank you. It was very surreal for me to meet the gods that I've heard in my own family myths. Or legends,
I can imagine.
rather.
Yeah. Can imagine. Listen, Takeway, can I ask you a favor?
Certainly. We are trying to build trust after all.
It seems to me that you and your companions will be traipsing around the Isle doing all sorts of things for us as we prepare for the defense of Farshore. When you're out on the Isle of Dread, would you keep your eyes and your ears open for a man named Nolan Ingersoll?
Nolan Ingersoll. You put that in the chat.
Yeah.
Okay.
He came to Farshore about a year ago, independent of the other colonists. He's a member of the Order of St. Cuthbert. He had a mission, primarily missionary in nature, but I haven't had contact with him in some time, and I'm worried that something happened to him out in those jungles. If you happen to find any sign of him,
attempt to do a sending spell?
I have, to no avail.
And he's not dead then?
I don't think so. Maybe.
I'll keep my eye out for him.
Thank you.
Where is he from? Is he
originally from Calabar, like the rest of us, but didn't come when the rest of us did.
that a name Anna would know? My companion?
Maybe, yeah.
Okay. Right. Well, I will if it's all right with you, I will let her know as well. Keep her in the loop. Not that you necessarily are telling me to do this, but I think she could be, if she knows him, that might be useful.
That's perfectly fine with me. It's not order business exactly, so.
Just personal business.
Personal and professional. We both work in the same line, same business after all.
Trying to push back HE double toothpicks.
Yes.
What are toothpicks?
They may have been invented by now. It's 1650. Who knows?
Oh, that's fair. It's just a splinter, basically.
Yeah.
She said, well, we'll keep an eye out for him. I think we're going to go try to recover our ship first, but we will be exploring the Isle of Dread eventually.
Very good.
Have you heard anything from our brothers and sisters back in... oh my god, why can't I think of the name? I suck at names in this campaign.
Calabar,
thank you.
Yeah. He shakes his head. He's like, well, except for Get here.
Okay. No problem.
Oh, right, yeah. Deacon Ross, yeah.
Just wondering if you heard anything. Did you talk about me? No, I'm just kidding.
He probably doesn't even know who Deacon Ross is, right? He's just like, I don't know. Okay, no one I've heard of. Yeah.
Nope, forget I said it. Actually, in craft, forget I said it.
Cool. Yeah, and I think before you leave, he says, Takeway, anyone ever wanted to give a hand over here at the chapel, I would not say no. I have my hands full.
You can ask Lefty.
Victory point possibility.
Well, no. So that's what I was going to ask. So I was like, well, what do you need help with?
Yeah,
I mean, we're probably going to be here for a couple days at least.
So he says, the little entry here says, Vincent welcomes any clerical aid he can get in handling the day-to-day chores of running the chapel. Any PC that can cast healing spells can spend a week helping him in various tasks, such as healing, maintenance, and other spiritual matters. At the end of a week, a DC 20 religion check indicates that the spiritual well-being of the colony increases morale, granting the listed VP award of 25. This award can be earned up to 8 times for a total award of 200. So every week you spend and get a successful check on it,
I don't know if I'd be able to get a successful religion check.
Yeah, it would probably be
Only
Anna.
people who can cast healing spells.
You can probably do it too.
'Cause that's the issue.
I would say, I have a plus. I actually have a +3 in religion, so not terrible. But I don't know if
I would say Anna can probably do it too. Like anyone who can cast healing spells can obviously just do the like more like the actual healing part of it, right? But then Anna knows the religion
used to
part
mundane
of it, so.
workings of a chapel.
Exactly. Yeah, I feel like Anna's probably the best person to do this, but
you
could do it too.
Does it have to be a PC?
No, actually, that was another thing I wanted to point out.
I was going to say, if
you guys have
I'm trying to prove that Lefty can do stuff, I'm like,
that's true.
Maybe.
So he has to make a religion check, though.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
Right, yeah. But that
Conrad
actually is a good point.
Actually, might have a good religion check.
Real quick. Oh, that's true, actually. There's a couple of different things going on here for each of these, like for most of these VP things. So there's a couple different factors. Sometimes it's just like an adventure thing that you have to do, right? It's just like go do an adventure and, defeat some monsters or whatever else, and you get the thing. Some things don't have VP, but like will just be beneficial to Farshore in other ways. Most of them will take some amount of time, usually like a week at a time. It's considering, and then you make like a check. Sometimes you can do them for multiple weeks in a row. Some of them require workforces. Which are like gathered from either like Farshore itself or from one of your factions. So like you, for example, Takewee, or anyone who has a faction here in Farshore, you can muster one workforce from like the faction itself. If you have a 15 or higher in the affiliation score.
I do.
Yeah.
17.
So basically you have enough influence to be like, hey, Vincent and anyone else who knows about this stuff, like, let's gather some people together. I have influence in the order, and we can,
why can't Git help? He has the highest religion out of anybody.
And then the last thing I was going to say is any NPC. I'm going to leave this in your guys' hands because I think it would be more fun for you guys to like assign the NPCs in like a kind of video game way, right? You can have them do any of these things as long as. Sometimes you might have them make a persuasion check or something if they're not necessarily like super big friends with you or whatever. But there's all sorts of things that you're like, aha, we're going to assign this NPC to that thing. Feel free to do that.
What is
Git's religion check?
Let's find out. I know he's good at like Arcana stuff. It's possible he's not actually that good at religion itself, but we'll see.
That's fair.
I just typed in religion in the character sheet. Why did I do that? Let's see. Git has a 5. He's trained in it. He has a bad wisdom though.
Oh. What is
religion's intelligence though?
Yeah, religion's intelligence.
Now it's wisdom.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's
I have a high
literally
wisdom and a
intelligence.
bad religion check.
Are you positive?
Yes, I'm positive. I'm literally looking at it in my character sheet.
It seems weird that he has this low of it then. Oh, I need to level him up some. That's why.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
What is Anna's?
I assume Anna's is.
I have a +7 for religion.
Okay. Audrin has +8.
I was just gonna
Audrin's
say, like,
obviously super religious.
I forgot that Audrin is just better than everything.
But that's not true. Audrin's not better. Audrin is not better at persuasion.
That's true.
Audrin's not better at perception, I don't think. No.
What's your stealth, Audrin?
Only 6.
Yeah. I have twice that.
Although I still have a stealthy hand.
What's Conrad's religion check? Because I feel like his must be somewhat high because he was trying to be a con priest.
Or his deception is just really high.
Yeah,
That's
it might
fair.
have been that, right? Let's check. Oh, he's trained in it. He has a 4.
Oh, okay, so not as high.
But again,
as
he's a rogue level 1. I probably should have been leveling him up. I need to level up some of these NPCs. I haven't done that yet.
Okay. I mean, I just don't want to like make you guys do like mundane tasks like that, especially if we're gonna go off and like do like this tar stuff,
and you only have 2 months of time. So
my thing is, my goal in this is I want to be close to Luna for as much time as possible.
Sure.
So if that means I just like sweep the chapel by day and have girly heart-to-hearts by night, then like that's fine with me. But my big goal is Luna. I don't care about any of this other stuff.
I know, but I think we're gonna go off and do stuff during the day, though.
But like, how are we doing that for 2 months straight, or are for like the first 2 or 3 weeks? So everybody's going to be around.
I'm assuming we're going to stay here for at least a week, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I'm like, that's my job at least for a week.
Okay. I mean, if that's what you want to do, and maybe I even say as such, I was like, hey, Anna, so 2 things. One, it seems like the chapel really could use some help.
Oh my gosh, I'm on it.
Seems like they could really use some help. Also, do you know a Nolan Ingersoll?
You may make a history. Yeah. You may make a history check. Yeah, it'd be difficult. Oh, okay, 21. Sure, you've at least heard the name. He's a semi-famous missionary, right? Like he's just like an exemplary figure. Cares about the people, wants to spread the word, all that stuff. So
I know his name, but I don't know him.
Maybe you met him once. Okay.
I don't think
you've at least heard of him from Father Valentine.
I don't think I've ever met him. I think he left Calabar before I was born.
Probably not that.
Before I was old enough to meet people.
You may have met him in passing once, right? I think the idea is that he probably was based in Calabar, but he's like the sort of person who goes out and does stuff all the time. So he was very rarely
came to Calabar once when I was there for like a support raising,
something like that. Yeah.
Talk.
Well, I asked because he apparently.
That's hilarious.
Apparently, he's gone missing. He came here and he's been gone for about a year. And so,
a year?
No, he came here a year ago.
Oh, he came here a year ago. When did he go missing?
Let me see if it says. I don't think it was definitely not that long ago. Let's see. So it says, it does say one thing that's been gnawing at Vincent's conscience for nearly a year is the fate of an Anglican missionary, a member of this Order of St. Cuthbert.
Yeah, so he said he's been gone for a year.
So it said who came to Farshore over a year ago, independent of the other colonists. Nolan sought to spread the teachings of the faith up and down the Igbaye Peninsula and spent several days preparing for his missionary work here in Farshore before setting off in the island's interior.
Got it.
So it's not even that like he's gone missing for a year. It's just that he left Farshore a year ago. And at some point during his missionary travels, right?
Well, probably what he did, right, was he'd go to these tribes, come back maybe for a day or two, go out and get right.
And then one time he just didn't come back.
And then one time he just didn't come back, and it's probably been several weeks or days or whatever.
Yeah,
right.
I'd say let's say like maybe not more than like 2 months. I would say at the.
So I wonder maybe when we go out to like the Igbaye people. I mean, me and you both speak Abyssal, so if we go out to try and recruit people for the militia, we can ask about him too.
True. Yep.
Agreed. So one to let you know those
one tribe
things.
Was like amiable towards the church and said as much, right? So it's probably because of him, right?
It's like that one island off the coast of India where it's like you just can't go there because they'll kill you and you're not allowed to legally go there.
Well, yeah, it's true. He may have gone somewhere, like to some tribe that like didn't want him there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. So, anyways, so when we're out, we should do some investigating on him and to see if we can find him. I'm not necessarily in a rush to get out, but when we do go out, we should look into it.
Yeah, and that's also me telling you, Anna, that technically, I mean, you can talk to the chapel people and whatnot, but there actually isn't you're the only faction that there isn't a member in Farshore currently. That is the person to find to like for your contact for St. Cuthbert stuff.
But I can still find a blood sister, right?
Oh, I'm sure.
Didn't they send her there because is there only like one person there right now? Is that what it is, or no? I thought they were
So
sending
technically, her
I thought-
and Benedict are both members of this organization, right? And in theory, I mean, like, what's his face?
Oh no! I meant the Blood Sisters. I thought the Blood Sisters were sent like, oh yes, go to
had
Far
just-
Shore
yeah,
because
I think there's
like we want to see what's out there. And like,
There's one person I think
yeah,
here
I think
who
there's
is like
one
an agent.
person
Okay.
that I
But you don't
I don't think
haven't
Anna
found.
knows. Yeah.
Are you a blood sister? Are you a blood sister?
Yeah.
Are
Is
you
there
a
a
sister?
dance studio here?
I don't believe there is. Somehow I doubt the economy would be able to support that.
It was Carla all along.
Can you imagine?
I would fall over if it was her.
Okay, well, I'm done. If other people want to talk to other people,
Well, yeah, so real quick, I think the other people that would be like contacts for you guys, find this. For Adamant League people, so for Alyssa and Jordan, the colony's huntmaster, Tazwell Ardren, who is a male human ranger. He doubles as Far Shore's chief leatherworker and furrier. His two sons, Gerard and Dorian, and his wife Genevieve help him run the business. And he's also a member of the Adamant League. So if any PCs are members of the factions themselves, they can use him as a point of contact. So he's like a ranger hunter type who's based in Far Shore, but also like has ties to the Adamant League. So if you need anything from him, you can talk to him. And then Deli, I actually had a little thing here. So
Okay.
the one person who's like a member of the collectors here in Far Shore is the keeper of the Far Shore Hall of Records. So the building that was like on fire when you guys came.
Oh.
And if we like flash back, you'd see this kind of like short, mousy little woman like trying to like organize a fire brigade and being like, my books, like distraught about it. And her name is Jeanette Amon. She's French. She's a human. She's a wizard. She is an energetic and bright-eyed woman in her early 30s who fancies herself an explorer. She's a member of the Collectors, so if any PCs remember the factions themselves, they can use her as a point of contact. And I think when Deli goes to like just check in and be like, "Hey, I was told that you were, a member of the Collectors," and it's her, helping organize all these like half-burned books and things, and people are helping her sort through them and stuff. And there's a woman there who you've met before, member of the Jade Ravens, Leandra Bastos, the kind of haughty woman who wore too much makeup, sorceress. And she is like there helping Jeanette with stuff.
Jeanette is what's her race again?
She's a human as well.
Okay.
Yeah. And they're talking like Leandra's kind of like talking Jeanette's ear off as they like sort through all these books and stuff, and you hear Leandra say like, and then he came to me in a vision. Did I tell you that already? And Jeanette's like, yes, you told me that already, Leandra. Yes, he came to you in a vision, and he told you that you were chosen, and you had wild magic, and you were supposed to be part of the Collectors, right? And Leandra's like, yes, exactly. He's like, I know. You told me this 3 times already. I don't mean to be rude, but can you maybe look at the books that you're supposed to be organizing right now?
Oh wait, no.
Hello?
Oh, hello there. And Leandra
Hey.
looks over.
I'm Deli. I'm part of the collectors back at Calabar.
Yeah, and Leandra's eyes widen. She's like, oh, I didn't even know. Deli, I should have been talking to you this whole time. And so this woman has like never given you a second glance, has like basically turned up her nose at you at every opportunity, but she like comes over to you and grabs your hand and then
Like pulls her hand away, like, and she's like steps away, like, who the frick are you? What do you think you're doing?
Wait, is she
No.
the one that?
Is she the one that went down?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Maybe Deli's a little less mean to her, but she's like,
Yeah.
no, I don't want to. Yeah.
and she's like, Deli. So you're a member of the Collectors too? You've heard Madoc's voice in your head?
I've kind of met him twice.
Oh my gosh. Is he as dreamy as he sounds?
And so,
At this point, Adele's just gonna walk past her and go,
so what is this place?
And Jeanette, yeah, she's like, she has like glasses. She has kind of like kind of messy curly hair, brown hair, and she kind of like adjusts her spectacles and says, this is the Far Shore Hall of Records, or at least it was. We're trying to organize everything after the fire. Luckily, most of the important documents were kept in metal safes, but it's still pretty bad.
What kind of stuff did you lose?
Luckily, nothing too important. You all managed to help us put it out just in time, but just some, I mean...
Come on, Caleb, what did they lose?
She says, we kept everything in here that was important for record keeping in Far Shore, business transactions, contracts. So there's going to be some pieces we're going to have to put together, make sure we have everything in order. I'm probably going to have to go back around to every person in Far Shore and make sure they're not missing anything.
So it's just paper.
She looks at you. Just paper?
Yeah.
What do you mean, just paper?
Well, back in Calabar, the collectors have like lots of strange and weird magic items. I guess I just was expecting that.
Oh, well, yeah, well, no, of course, this is my day job, Deli.
Oh! Oh, I was so worried for a second.
I'm sure we'll have plenty of time to talk about collector stuff, maybe at a later date. For now, I need to organize this.
Okay. I was just worried because last time I saw people that said they were collectors, they fed me a slot egg. And so was...
Her eyes widen in horror. They did
it
what?
Yeah, it was bad.
How are you still alive?
That's a long story.
And Leandra's like, you're going to have to tell me it, okay, Deli?
Okay, do you need help in the meantime?
Yeah, I think Jeanette nods. Please. And for, there actually isn't a thing, funny enough, there actually isn't really a thing for organizing the Hall of Records stuff, for VP or anything like that. But I think probably what happens is as you're helping her, she does fill you in on something that she's been wanting to check out herself. So after you kind of break the ice with her, right, she like, starts just talking about like the collectors and fun magic things, right? And she fancies herself as an explorer. Not that she's been out of Far Shore very much, but she likes to read about going out of Far Shore. And she says at one point, I recently learned about a local legend of a mysterious... Wait, you know that there are 7 Igbaye tribes, don't you?
And
Did we
each
know
one
that?
of them has a magic wishing stone, and when you gather them all together...
You probably don't, Deli.
Let's see it.
No, I didn't.
Oh, well, there's 7 villages of the Igbaye in the surrounding area, and this island used to hold the mysterious 8th Igbaye tribe, said to have once been located here. Now, as the legend goes, the Chabusas, that's what they were called, the Chabusas, had a marked taste for warfare. Their warriors and elemental summoners braved the jungles beyond the Great Wall often to explore the ruins of the island's old gods. On one of their forays, they uncovered a sunken temple deep within the jungle that contained an idol of a great ape, carved from a thick piece of obsidian and crusted with gemstones. Now, the Jabusas proudly carried the stolen idol to their home and placed it at the center of their village. But that very night, a great fog rose up and engulfed their settlement. By dawn, the entire tribe had mysteriously vanished. Igbaye visitors who came to the site several days later found the Jabusa village empty, save for the ominous ape idol. They buried the idol, hoping to end its curse, and never returned. Since then, the story of the 8th tribe has become a popular tale among the among the Ape-Baye. They often tell the tale to their children to scare them into obeying. I have very much wanted to discover the site of this lost village and this strange ape idol, but the site has proven difficult to locate. The jungle seems to have reclaimed much in the decades since they vanished. If you want to do an expedition out into the island, I'm sure we'll find some cool magical item that we could use for the collectors.
Yeah, I've known it'd be the first time I ran into a cursed item. That's kind of what they have me do back in Calabar.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I said, it's a long story.
But yeah, so basically in out of character terms, this is an adventure you guys can go on to explore that lost eighth village.
Did she describe what the ape looked like? Does it happen to look like apes we've already
I have a guess. I'm guessing that it has massive claws, and I'm guessing that it likes to spend its time by the beach. And then those claws get filled with sand. It's very, very sandy claws, if you will. And this story of Sandy Claus the ape is what scares children into being good.
That took so much effort to make sense, Jordan.
I was wondering where I heard I've heard Sandy Claus before. I remembered it's Nightmare Before Christmas.
So the only thing she knows about what it looked like is it was made of obsidian and had like gem encrusted gems on it. But otherwise it just, as far as she knows, just looked like an ape. Like a gorilla or a chimpanzee or something.
Okay,
maybe a baboon.
Well, I was wondering if it looked like the ape demons that we ran into before.
She doesn't know, right? Like if you describe them to her, she'd be like, I don't know. There's not a whole lot of detail here. Again, this happened maybe 100 years ago.
Okay.
At least 50.
So is there anyone around here that's that old? Because people live that long here. And
Not around here, but
Okay.
maybe in the Igvaye villages. I doubt they would want to talk about it, though. It's kind of
Seems like they
taboo.
talk to their children about it.
But if you told them, like, we're going to go find the lost 8th village, they're going to be like, no, you're not. What is wrong with you?
That's like staying up late at night to catch Santa Claus.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So there you go. If you guys want to, we can talk about like what you guys are actually spending the week here that you wanted to stay here doing.
Yeah, I went to talk to Luna.
Yes. So the assumption is by day you're helping out with the chapel, by night you're talking to Luna. Okay, sounds good. So let's say they're this is like dinner with the Vanderborens, or I say the Vanderborens with Lavinia and her friends, right? So Nestor and Luna are there. I think they've been like attached to the hip since she came back here. And it's not like they're like a couple again or anything, but like, Nestor doesn't want to leave her out of his sight.
Neither do I.
Yeah, exactly. So you guys are probably all, and whoever of the PCs wants to be there too, right? Can eat dinner there as well. I think none of the Jade Ravens are there except for Doral Adronic, the dwarf.
I like Doral.
Yeah, so he's there happily slurping some soup. So everybody's like eating dinner and stuff. So if you wanted to grill her, either during or after dinner,
I'm not
grill her for dinner.
Grill her. I'm gonna get to know her.
We're going to bake her some cookies.
So Luna, what have you been up to for the last like 10 years of your life?
Yeah, so I would
Are you still in love with Nestor?
Oh my gosh.
Because I love him. So
can you imagine if Takui knows
two
enough
ever
to
thought
just
about
ask a
having
question
kids?
like that? Yeah. Just like
Takui's gonna
Takui's
say,
gonna ruin my life.
So do you love Nestor? Cast. Forget that. Forget
Cast
it.
Zone of Truth. Yeah. Oh.
Gift of gab.
Just gonna. That's just a running joke from now on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Make
so
people
I
forget
would
everything.
like to approach them, and I'd also like to think that Nestor is probably thinking I'm coming over there to talk to him. And I imagine that there's like a seat next to each of them open, and I like walk past Nestor and sit in the seat next to Luna.
Okay.
And I just like put my food down and like eat the bite, and I turn to her and just go like, "Hi, we haven't officially met, but I'm Anna."
It is so good to meet you, Anna. She like grabs your hand. Nestor
Little
has been telling me a
too
lot about you.
firmly.
I know, I'm like, this is too much, but okay, I'll go along with it.
Nestor's been telling me some things about you. I'm glad to finally actually have this time to meet you, for real.
I know I've kind of heard a little about you, and like when we thought you were dead. Sorry if that's like a sensitive thing. I don't know.
No, that's okay.
Um,
I thought Nestor was dead too for a long
but
time.
obviously, like, I want to get to know you. If like Nestor obviously thinks very highly of you, so you must be a pretty good person.
Stare into her soul. She frowns. She says, I wish I was more of a good person, Anna. Sometimes I feel like I've made mistakes. I wish I would have looked for Nestor harder. I wish I wouldn't have given him up for dead. She kind of smiles at Nestor from across the table, right?
I mean, I don't think anybody can fault you for that.
Really, you would have been stupid if you hadn't given him up for dead.
She nods. She says, thanks, Anna.
Would you want to like go on a walk or something after dinner? I don't feel like I've seen you around very much. Have you just been kind of cooped up?
Anna, the Order of the St. Cuthbert Monk, turns into Anna the Blood Sister and just assassinates her in the night.
Stop.
Boy.
No, I would assassinate her in the light of day in front of everyone.
I'm definitely interested in the arc where like the Blood Sister contact slowly turns Anna against Luna and it's just like, no, you're totally right about this. She's evil and needs to be destroyed. Kill her. Right? That'd be amazing. So you need to make a persuasion check. Because like, again, you don't know her very well. It might come off kind of weird.
Nope.
5.
Wow.
Yeah, so I think she does that thing where she's just like, of course, I'd love to sometime, but I think I'm still recovering a bit from everything that's happened.
Oh, that's okay. I don't want to like push you more than you feel like you can do.
No, you want to
She
push her
nods.
off a cliff.
So the thing is, like, she's going to do that thing where, like, she always kind of vaguely promises you'll do it at some point in the future, but she's going to keep pushing
let's
it back
hang out.
for
Yeah, let's figure out a
inevitably.
time. I'll
Yeah.
text you.
Yeah, exactly. And it never happens.
Yeah, no. That's fine. Yeah, I'll find you like tomorrow or something and we can do that. We can eat again. I mean, if that's okay, I don't want to like force myself onto you, but it seems like you've only been with Nestor, so I felt like maybe a friend would be helpful.
Yeah, she nods and says, "That's very sweet, Anna. I'll let you know if I need anything."
Okay.
Again, trying to put it back in her court, like, no. I will ask you
No.
if this will
Don't
happen.
worry. I'll find you. I want to make sure you're okay.
Don't worry,
No.
my people will call your people, okay?
No. Do I
Okay.
know where she's staying?
She's staying here.
Okay. Like what room she's in and everything?
Sure, I imagine you would.
I
Sleepover.
I would like to after dinner like sneak off and real quick leave a little note on her bed and say like really nice meeting you. Can't wait to
Sounds
eat
good.
again tomorrow. Smiley face.
Unfortunately, you've made a 5 in persuasion, so
I
it does
know.
not work the way you wanted it to.
Look, that's fine because I'm not doing it the way that I'm trying to make it be put off anyway. Like,
Very true.
it's fine. She should know that she's being watched.
Sounds good. Yeah, we probably see a scene of her like getting back to her room, closing and locking the door, and like going over to the bed, seeing this, and like frowning to herself and like looking off, like,
How did Nestor respond when I just like sat down at dinner and talked to her?
I think it was like awkward, but like in the way that he wouldn't say anything about it, right? Like he's just like, this is uncomfortable, but it's more uncomfortable if I say anything. So I'm just gonna shut up.
And I make it a point to like just like not even acknowledge him. I am giving him space.
Sounds great.
And her none.
Anna is a nun, so makes sense.
Cool. So what is everybody else spending, like mechanically? We can obviously do role-playing scenes if you want to or whatever, but what's everybody mechanically spending their week doing? And then we can make some rolls and things. Because there are technically like adventure things you can do if there's something on the map, like technically at the very top here of the map here, there's all these like, most of those names are correct. I think some of the like Professor Aldwaddle is actually Professor Aldwin. Celis is actually I can't remember, but something else. But if there's anything on there where you're like, I would want to help out with that building, what's going on there? That's something you can do.
I mean, I figured I'd mostly do physical labor because, like, that's what I'm good at.
Sure.
So, yeah. If there's
we can also
anything like
consider
that.
what you want the NPCs to be up to during this time too, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So in terms of like physical labor stuff, so like the part of the issue is like they have physical labor, right? They need experts on things to like help the physical labor be organized in a way. So like, someone to
intimidate everybody into working.
No, help build the palisade right. Like someone who knows about wall making, like that sort of stuff, right? So honestly, I don't know what you guys all have for like proficiency tool stuff, but that's probably one of the most relevant things here.
I'm proficient with a flute and a lyre.
Yeah, so
I'm proficient with herbalism. Hits.
Yeah. That's something that
with lying.
So like you Deli could go help with the apothecary.
Sure. I'm also proficient with animal. Well, I have a +8 to animal handling. Audrin probably has higher because he's
so
rogue.
Where's the Rith on here?
What is yours, Jordan?
Yeah.
Hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
Immovable rod can hold up to 8,000 pounds. You know what's under 8,000 pounds? A cannon.
Okay.
I don't know.
A cannon floating in midair.
Yeah, a cannon floating in midair.
Yeah, okay, so the thing about that is there's no way you can balance it on and still fire it from the immovable rod.
That's why I want to work with the artificer to build something. Really, the real problem would be getting it way up into the air. I suppose if you manage somehow to like affix it to the cannon in such a way that it wouldn't like it's like fused to the cannon in some way so that the cannon won't go anywhere when it inevitably like rocks backward and right, that's the thing, right? Like I actually like have already figured out like mechanically how it works. So there's a metal plate that the cannon locks into, and the cannon can swivel on this plate. But the plate is connected to the immovable rod, so you click the immovable.
That involves a lot of artificing and smithing and things. So there are definitely more roles there, but
it was just a thought. But honestly, probably still going to the artificer and figuring out like what can we do to rig up like the local artificer and figure out what can we do to rig up some stuff.
Did I say that there was going to be an artificer here? Is that what I
don't know, but I think it would be. It's going to be interesting figuring out how I level up to artificer the next time I level up. Otherwise,
yes, I remember that now. So there's not an artificer currently here, unlike in the details that I have here. But I could make someone up. Let's see here. Let's say, or
like it could just be the case where like Audrin just kind of experiments his way into it, trying to figure out fortifications and stuff.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Yeah.
We can think on it. We don't have to.
I feel like that might make more sense. As cool as it would be to have like an artificer mentor, I don't know if it, because the thing is, like, if we have an artificer here, then he's the one who would be making all of these rolls, right?
Yeah.
Right, and then Audrin, like, I guess, could learn from him, but it's still not going to be Audrin's show.
Yeah.
If there was an artificer here, he would have already done these sorts of things.
Yeah.
Right. So it's one thing to like find
unless there was one that came over on the Blue Nixie, but I don't think.
That's fair. Yeah, we can think about it and come back to it. At the very least, Deli, the apothecary, has a thing where like if you just like spend a week and make a medicine check, you can get some victory points. So we can do that.
Okay.
If you want to.
I will make a medicine check. It will be a +8, so hopefully I don't mess this up. 27.
Yes, you certainly did it correctly. So I think this is the first victory points you've actually earned, because you didn't have a victory point gain for the Far Shore battle, but there was the possibility for a victory point loss if you had failed the battle. So currently we are sitting at 50 victory points. Boom.
How many did we need again? Like 600?
Ooh.
Thought it was like 6,000.
Well, there's like a upper limit, or not an upper limit, but there's like an upper tier that's like the highest you could get. But let me look and see like what the actual minimum you need.
So it's been a week.
So this will be you spending a week doing this.
Okay, I just need to figure out what day it will be then. It'll be the 19th. Wait. Yeah, okay.
You know what? I think it's more fun if I don't share with you the specific point values here.
You had said it at one point, which is why I thought it was okay. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, I think I maybe like it says like the highest victory you could get is like 2,400. And if you get less than 600, it's a failure. But beyond that, I'll let the middle tiers be mystery.
Yeah. Should Anna make a religion check, since we're just kind of like skipping over like
that's what I was thinking, right? Is we can obviously insert any role plan we want there.
I would just do like persuasion checks to like get people to be like, "Hey, Lavinia's like
vote
really
Lavinia."
cool.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, here we go. 23.
Wow.
There you go. Yes. So, yep. DC 20. So you got 25 victory points for this week.
Oh, only 25. I'm puny and don't have magic to help.
Indeed. So
wait, why does it say 75?
That's the total. I'm just going to do totals.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And then can I make a deception check to see if I can get closer to Luna?
Sure. So basically just like, why deception?
Because I don't want to be her friend. Like, I'm deceiving her into being friends with me.
Sure.
And I'm trained in deception, and I'm not trained in perception or in persuasion.
I would like to think that this was the persuasion was Anna trying to be genuine at first, right? And then she just thinks this through and is like, think like a blood sister, right? And then just starts to be underhanded about it. Like, because you notice that she probably is being underhanded about it, right? Like, she's like, okay, this is the game we're playing. Sounds good. I'm going to beat you at your own game.
Yeah, well, we can get back to each other later. Me 5 hours later, carrying her out the door. You will spend time with me.
Yeah. Let's I'll have her make a insight then. Oh. Why is she rolling so well?
Caleb!
That's even better.
Amazing. So I literally,
Anna's not good at deceiving.
Anna's not, yeah.
I mean, she is technically, but not.
Yeah.
You know.
But this lady is so good, right? She is the master at blowing you off. Like, there is no way that you're getting a one-on-one time with this woman. She's just like finding every possible excuse to like just never hang out with you. And you're helpless to it, right?
Wait, so
Probably go
does
to Carla and be like, she hates me and she keeps blowing me off, and I just am trying to be her friend, so she must be evil.
so does Luna
Carla's like, does she though?
So does Luna know that Anna knows?
I think at this point, probably, right? With the critical 32,
And a critical
I think she
failure.
knows exactly. I think Luna knows exactly what's going
We
on.
know what's up with each other.
Yep. That's hilarious. Honestly, at this point,
At
I
that
think
point, I
Luna's,
probably go up to her and I'm like,
Luna's gonna
You're
start
right.
poisoning Nestor against you. Like that's the
that's
thing.
what I was just gonna say. It's like she's
That's
gonna
fine.
realize, oh,
I don't care about Nestor. This is a bigger game now.
I mean, it's literally our survival.
yeah.
Yeah, she starts poisoning Nestor against me. I'm now proficient in a poisoner's kit, so I'm going to start poisoning her.
Literally poisoning. Yeah, that's hilarious. Cool. So Takeweed, do you want to make that roll for campaigning for Lavinia?
Yeah.
So the way it works, I'll read off the stuff here. Initially, 80 citizens are undecided on who to vote for. After a week of campaigning, a PC may make a DC 20 persuasion check. Success indicates that he's convinced 1d10 of these citizens to vote for Vanderboren. For every 10 points by which he exceeds this check, 1d10 more join the Vanderboren camp. Failure indicates that 1d10 citizens decide to vote for Miravanchi instead. So one thing you notice throughout this, though, too, Takeweed, is you keep bumping into Avner. He has been recruited by his uncle. Like, after Manthalai's shock wore off, I was like, oh no, my stupid nephew is here. He's like, okay, I can use him. Campaign for me, nephew, right? And so you guys are going door to door opposite each other, trying to convince people. So I want to make a roll for him too.
I hate this guy.
Does he have disadvantage because he's annoying?
No.
Can
There
he
is
have
something-
disadvantage because we had GoPro footage of how bad he was the whole journey here?
Thing is, you don't.
We've been streaming the entire time. We do.
Sorry, Caleb. He got you there.
That was pretty good.
You got God.
He does actually have a thing. If he fails 2 consecutive rolls, he gives up because he's too frustrated by it. But he succeeds on his first roll and convinces.
Why does he have
1d10
such a good persuasion? He's so obnoxious.
Because he's a nobleman. So he has 7 people of the 80 are now on Manthalai.
Well, now I feel so pressure. I only have a +7.
As a note, Audrin could also help you here, right?
Yeah, is Audrin? But Audrin's working with the artist, or not the art. Trying
That
to.
actually is a question here. Audrin, what would you want to be working on then? Oh, actually, he doesn't have his headphones on.
Could Lyrith give Bardic too?
Or actually, yeah, could Lyrith be helping me with this? Because that's really the only skill she's got too.
Yeah,
like
that makes sense.
Charisma stuff.
You and Lyrith are going door to door. You're standing there with a clipboard.
We're doing performances together.
Yeah, and she's
probably what it is, right?
Yeah. Honestly, hey, there is a tavern called the Last Coconut. You could literally do Alyssa, it's your play, the play that you've been trying to put on in Death of the Madness for so long. Lavinia will save far
the
short.
People.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. It's still going to be a persuasion check, ultimately.
Yeah,
right?
no, that's fine.
Performance can be part of it, but yeah, you can get advantage for Lyrith.
Okay. All right.
And
oh man,
Oof.
I was going to say
wait, did I get that Bardic too, or no?
Mm-hmm. Sure, yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, nice. There you go. All right, and then we have
Yeah, people love us, baby.
10 for Lavinia.
Oh yeah.
So
everyone loves
currently-
community theater.
exactly. Very good, very good. Audrina, what are you spending your week doing here?
Probably spending the week, just really.
Remind me, how much time training did you have to do before you learned how to use a pistol?
Well, we decided that I
decided
finished right
after the voyage.
Yeah.
Is that the idea? Okay, perfect. I just want to make sure.
So technically, right now I should be able to use them. I just don't have the pistols.
Sure. Yep.
Which.
So
Really,
there is a note. you right now, you can buy anything from Farshore, as long as it's 800 GP or lower. There will be a chance to increase that limit later as Farshore gets more access to like trade routes and stuff. But right now, it's still high for like a tiny village. There's like magic items and stuff, but there will be stuff you can do to like get that up as well.
Did any of the pirates that raided, did they have any pistols?
Make a luck save.
D20 plus proficiency?
Yep.
Proficiency is what currently?
4.
4,
I
okay.
think. Yeah, 4. Nice.
There you go. Yeah, I think you have found your pistols, my friend.
Yay!
They're probably not the most high quality things in the world, but
I mean, you know, the fact that I spent an entire class feature on something that I didn't get to use for several levels, and now I finally can, I don't care what quality they are.
fair enough. Yeah. There you go. Pistol Boy has activated.
So I think Audrin's just making general rounds. You know, maybe I could do a couple of history checks to think of like what historically have the Crimson Fleet from the time that I was rolling with them to what I've seen them do now. What is their general when they go at something? What's their general strategy? What would they probably try to do here? What could we fortify to prevent stuff?
Sure. Yeah.
And like if I was part of the Crimson Fleet right now, what would I do to try to annihilate this place?
Go ahead and make a history check.
Now, quick question before you make this history check. Is there a place for our faction here with the Adamant League? Because if there is, you get advantage on these history checks while you're there.
It's true. Yeah, I did mention this. So it was the Hunter guy.
Okay.
Adamant League guy. So he you know, it's not as fancy or whatever, but he does like a small personal library of Adamant League sort of books that you can peruse if you'd like to. So
okay, yeah, sweet. So history with advantage.
Mm-hmm.
What were you gonna say, Alyssa?
Nope, that's it.
Okay.
Okay, 25. Yeah. So the thing that first comes to your mind, Audrin, is like they're obviously going to have a bunch of ships. And that's the obvious thing, but like you start thinking of all these like possibilities for the docks of like stuff to do, like around the docks or the entry to the harbor and whatnot. So you'll need to get someone who has like proficiency in mason's tools, which you might be able to find in Farshore, right? But you have some ideas as to stuff you could do to protect the colony from attacks from the sea. So the Farshore harbor is a natural bottleneck already. But there is more that can be done to shore up the defenses. A character trained in Mason's tools can plan several changes and enhancements to the harbor entrance, such as installing siege engines or sniper posts along the cliffs, creating artificial sandbars or submerged traps to slow the advance of enemy ships, and establishing more efficient patrol routes. This character must spend at least 2 hours a day for a week supervising the work. At the end of the week, he must make a DC 20 Mason's tools check. Success indicates that the improvements are sound, while failure indicates that at least another week of work is required. So you'll need to find something. Like the thing is, like you have ideas, but you don't know how to implement them because you're like not like an actual like mason or engineer or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But if you find someone like that, you can give them your crazy ideas, right? And they can make them reality.
Yeah, one crazy idea. It was 2 scouting ships that came?
Just the one, the Hellfish.
Okay, so it was just one ship. And did they have, like, what was the ship equipped with?
Pretty basic stuff. Probably not even cannons. Probably just like a couple ballista.
Okay, so but there were at least ballista.
I think maybe one. Yeah, it looked pretty bad off.
Okay, that's fine. I just want to know what they potentially had available there. Yeah, so I'll probably spend some time probably talking with Lavinia and asking around and like trying to find those kinds of people. Like who could I like talk to about getting that?
Yeah, the thing is, I don't think there is a person, like, given the actual Farshore details that has that skill, but I will allow you to make a roll to have like the blue Nixie have like carried a person that just arrived that you can work
My
with.
backup plan is I'll keep this on the back burner to when we go to villages and see if there's anybody that's really good at mason working within those villages, especially because they'll know how to work mason stuff with the kinds of materials that are available here.
Mhm.
Versus just what we could possibly bring.
It's probably unlikely given the like tribal nature of their society, but maybe. I mean, they used to have, at the very least, they used to be able to build stuff like this.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
I'm rolling what?
that is a good question. It might just be another luck save. Like in Burning Wheel, this would be like a circles test, but I'm not sure it's anything more than like, just like, is there someone, is like Audryn lucky enough to have this person? Yeah.
Oh, barely.
10. Yeah. So again, it doesn't necessarily always mean that like you get a 10. Technically, it would be probably an 11 or higher, right? Given the actual divide between the 10 you can roll.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the latter or the bottom half. So I think the answer is probably no. What I think I'll let you do, Audryn, is because you are like proficient on Arcana and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you try to do this anyway. It'll be more difficult, but you could do it with Arcana if you'd like. Up to you, but you could attempt it still.
So I attempt to, using Arcana, conjure up ways to.
But yeah, basically you'd be like
shore up the defenses.
You would be replacing Mason's tools with Arcana, basically just your knowledge of like
I see
artificer sort of things, right?
Yeah.
Being able to basically be an engineer.
Yeah. Engineer via magic versus okay.
You know, we could like do history instead or whatever, but like it's the idea of like you're knowledgeable about a bunch of stuff. There's possibility that Audryn could figure this out anyway, even without like knowing masonry.
Yeah. So flashback to when Audryn was on the, in the Crimson Fleet, and he would he kind of had his own secret little area, his little secret stash, where he would kind of he would do some tinkering. And like part of it was like he would steal stuff from crazy scientist dude.
Yeah. And
while he was like maybe not paying attention.
I think we have a name for him, but I don't remember what it is.
Yeah. So would steal a couple pieces from him to tinker with and see if he could figure out. And like he would occasionally steal schematics, and like that's part of how Audryn figured out how ships function and how to steer one without having ever necessarily been shown. He's very self-taught in tinkering and engineering.
Makes sense to me.
Cool.
So the way this works is this will require like a workforce to be gathered of like laborers from the town. But the way the adventure gives you, basically there are enough laborers to organize 4 workforces at once. And a 5th if someone has like an affiliation of 15 or higher and can gather stuff from like their affiliation. So basically the idea is Audryn is talking to Lavinia or whoever, right? And is getting together some like far shore citizens to help him do the grunt labor of this. And I think the check that you'll have to make is you're going to have to make a DC 25 Arcana check. And you're spending at least 2 hours a day this week doing this. The way it works is if you happen to fail, you could still do it. You'll have to spend another week of work, and the DC will go down by 2 every week you work on it until you succeed. So it is pretty much a given if you have enough time. It's just that whether or not you want to spend that much time on it.
Right. Okay. And so do I have advantage with the story, with the background?
Yep.
Okay. Well, we'll see what happens.
There you go. Didn't even need it. Nice. Audryn's a boss. 30.
I mean, I still
I think
I still rolled pretty high.
Yeah. I think probably what happens here, right, is you're talking to the like laborers and anyone who's even partially good at masonry and stuff to do this, and they're just looking at you like you're crazy. Like they're just like, this makes no sense. Bombs underneath the water? How would we even do that? Right? Like artificial sandbars, and Audrey's just like, no, guys, you don't understand, and just like leads them through this world of
Engineering.
Like, of engineering throughout the week, just like, and eventually like halfway through, they're all like, whoa, this is cool. Like we're actually, so there's like, you can do all of those things, right? Like, so snipers, there's sniper posts, siege, like cannons and stuff on the like cliff sides, artificial sandbars, bombs underneath the water, all that jazz. So harbor is pretty well defended at this point, and that earns you 50 victory points.
Woo! Yay!
We're at
Now,
125 VP.
now I just have to figure out ways to conceal it so it is hard to like visibly notice.
I mean, yeah, that's all part of the role, I think.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Cool stuff. So let's do one thing real quick here.
Take
let's
a break?
Oh, sure, yeah, we can do that. I mean, we're also like getting close to just ending anyway, is the thing.
Oh.
We can take a break too, but the thing I was going to suggest is going through and doing some housekeeping on people's inventories and deciding when you go out into the jungle, what are you actually carrying with you? But we can go ahead and take a break, and anyone who's not going to the bathroom can like probably just get started on that and look at their inventory. We can return and do a little bit of housekeeping there and then figure out what's next on Terra Invicta. I'm having fun so far, guys. We'll be back in just a second. Adios.